Now, and Kim just got it. Default Safari.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm just waiting for my computer to let me know that I'm live and make sure my sound's not overlapping because that frequently happens. Thanks for tuning in if you're watching the replay. All right. So I'm Sarah. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sarah from Divinely-You. You are divinely unique. I wanted to, yes, I called this astrology because I'm actually going to show an astrology chart and talk about a couple of, well, I'm going to show an important transit, but I'm going to talk about a couple of other ones in this report. And I feel like it's really important to like talk about astrology right now. And if you're tuning into my channel, then obviously you know that I study astrology. And the more I study, the more I understand what's going on in the world with myself and how I and other people are in the world. And so it feels like it's really just solidifying for me and all of that. And we have a couple of really big transits coming up in the next couple of days. And we have more big transits. I mean, we've been having big transits for the last couple of years, but I feel like we're at like a turning point right now, like heading into, and you've probably been feeling it, right? We had that new moon in Leo on Thursday, and then we have a couple of transits this next couple of days, and it feels like we're at a turning point. And so, yeah, if it just, this is like a turning point for humanity, for all of us, not, and we will feel it like on an individual level. So, and you may be feeling it. I feel like I'm walking into Leo season in a whole different, I don't know, like Tuesday, I put my boobs on the internet, not naked, they had stickers on them, but it was something that a friend of mine was doing called Titty Tuesday. And she like had people, she sent people stickers and we put them on our boobs and showed our boobs with the stickers. And like, it's things like that. It's like jumping out of your comfort zone with both feet and, you know, not fearing, or even if you're scared, like get uncomfortable, be uncomfortable, but go after the shit you want in this life. Because, you know, I don't know, what I'm feeling is, if you're willing to do the work, in other words, heal your inner wounds, and step out of your comfort zone, I don't want to say these transits or this next stretch of time will be easier, but it certainly won't feel like such an upside down shit show. Like, it's going to look like one, but it may feel less like one in your own world, that if you're choosing to do the inner healing work. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm very stable going into this, and I feel like I'm the person who would have been like completely unstable, upside down, sideways, and I'm just not. I'm actually just like, finally, this shit's finally happening. And that might make me sound crazy that I feel like this stuff is a good thing, but I never fit into that previous normal world, working 9 to 5, paying attention to money. And I'm not saying that I don't pay attention to money. I'm saying that, like, you know, spreadsheets like make my head spin, and things. So what I'm saying is, those things that felt normal to everyone else, working 9 to 5 or feeling the obligation to do this or that, like that shit never made sense to me. It was never the life that worked for me. And in fact, when I tried to go into that world, that's when I would feel the most miserable about myself. And so for me, like having this quote unquote normal dissolve and break down, I'm just like, yes, finally, what's on the other side? Because it's got to be better than this bullshit, right? We've been living in such a superficial fake world that, like, I don't even watch TV and movies like other people do. Like, I always see the meaning behind it, or I see something like in depth about it, and people are like, hey, just watch it for the sheer entertainment. No, I actually see the wounding of people. And when I watch something like Wife Swap, which I've been watching a lot of lately, but like people's resistance to try something new is very apparent if you watch Wife Swap. So anyway, highly recommend Wife Swap. It's so dorky, but it's good. But I mean, I can watch any movie or TV show and I pretty much will see something, you know, in depth about it. I watch a lot of Star Trek and I have the same thing, like, oh, we were being given messages through that and we weren't even paying attention. You know, the Matrix is a perfect example of like we're living in a false reality. Like it's just like, because the only reality is love and the divine, right? So anyway, okay, let's do this. Let me do this. I can do this. I'm a little nervous. Can you tell that I don't really? All right. Uh-oh, hopefully this won't take but a second. There we go. I hate that it needs me to do that. That drives me nuts. So, Zoom. It's working on it. It's thinking about it. I have really slow internet here too. That probably doesn't help. But okay, here we go. Cool. So we're looking at this transit that I circled in yellow, and this is a huge conjunction, meaning that it's a combination of all of these energies together. So we have all, you know, Uranus, we have Mars, we have the North Node, which is the future looking node, right? The South Node would be back the previous lives. North Node is looking forward and it's in Taurus, and we have all these other energies at 18 degrees Taurus, so they're sharing the exact same area of space, so in the sky. So you have a combination of all of these energies working together. Uranus is a disruptor. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Aquarians, I'm an Aquarius. And so I just said, like, I never felt normal in that previous boring world, right? I felt like it was fake. And so I'm always the one to be disruptive or like innovative or trying something new or taking, you know, pivoting, adapting, all of those things. And so what this energy is bringing with Mars, which is the masculine, it's an activator. And so what it's bringing to the mix is it's kind of catapulting us into the next, right? I feel like this is a really, like I said, a turning point for humanity, like, and in your own life. This is this is a door opening up to move forward, to do the shit you're scared to death to do. Like me putting my boobs on the internet, right? Like that wasn't the most comfortable thing in the world, but I did it. It was fun. My friends got a kick out of it. That was awesome. So, but what I'm saying is, so you know, if you're feeling like you're paralyzed by fear, if you're paralyzed, if you have analysis paralysis, like now is the time to drop that shit at the door. Drop it, let it go. Like I said, I feel like if you are somebody who's willing to do the inner work to heal your inner wounds, if you're somebody who has done a lot of work to heal your inner wounds, then this pivot is probably going to make you feel great. It's probably going to be like rewarding and satisfying. If you are stuck in blaming, if you're a victim, if you're like, well, my dad did this and my mom did that and blah, 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 and you're in your 30s, 40s, whatever, this is going to be a shocking moment. Like it's going to be difficult, a little more difficult. It's going to have its challenges. I do think also sometimes the universe forces us to, it forces us to face our shit by creating things like this, creating a Uranus Mars North Node conjunction, like the universe is going to send you, you're going to get a pop, right? I had some pops the other day. We had that new moon in Leo, right? I had some pops, some shit that came into my brain, like, you need to do this now. Don't hesitate, just do it now. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of that going on. There's going to be a lot of relationship stuff. This is the only chart that I saved, but there is the following day. This is on Sunday. This is at 4:36 p.m. my time. I'm in the central time zone. So that's when this transit is occurring. The following day, we have several transits happening in Leo. Leo is the love. It is sun. It is bright. It is all of the things. There's so many relationship transits that have been occurring that are going to continue to occur. This one here being in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is the planet of money, relationships, and Taurus is an earth sign. So, I mean, that just, all of it's pointing to have the right people, build the right relationships, be interdependent. If you're stuck in like trying to be so forced or so fiercely independent that you're not willing to allow people to help you, this might hurt a little. This upcoming transit might hurt a little. If you are somebody who's codependent, in other words, you're solely dependent on someone else, this transit might hurt a little. But if you're interdependent, doing your own thing and allowing support when you need it, allowing help when you need it, like, this transit may not hurt so much. So there's going to be some healthy balance in what we're doing in our relationships and things like that. And so so I just thought I would show the chart so you could see what it looks like. This is definitely a conjunction between Uranus and Mars. The North Node, while it's not a planet, but we're calling it a planet for sake of conversation. So I don't know how I get back to, there we go. Okay, cool. So there you go. Now you've seen the chart. So, I mean, look around at your life. Are you allowing people to help you? Are you, but to a point, like, you're capable of bringing something to the table. It's kind of like when you go into a relationship and the person that you're going into a relationship don't have shit going on with their life, and you go into the relationship anyway, and, oh, he's going to get it together, oh, she's going to get it together, and I believe in her, and this and that, and 6 months down the line, you're just like, oh shit, dude still doesn't have a job, still doesn't have friends, still doesn't have this going on or that going on, and you're like, what the hell did I get myself into, right? You got to pay attention to those red flags, like, immediately, and know that these people are, or maybe it's friends, people you've had for a long time in your life, and it is just not working out. Guaranteed there's going to be some major breakups very soon, because people are realizing that they actually need their relationships to go differently. So I see it in my own world. I see people in my own life that I'm just like, uh-oh, there are red flags, sirens going off in these relationships. So we'll see what happens. Let's get some card support and see what's going on with the cards. I got the Ancient Feminine Wisdom deck going on. So take a look at your life. Like, are you stuck in analysis paralysis? Like, you can't find the energy to do anything. Like, I get it. Take the energy breaks when you need them. Like, I take serious breaks, laying down in my bed, dozing off if I have to, but then I'm right back up and, manifest a generator, I'm getting shit done, right? Like, even if it's like 1 a.m. and I'm doing laundry or just doing dishes or whatever, like, that's what I do. That's how I operate. So there is definitely going to be some earth-changing energy going on. And I could talk about what's going to go on in the global political arena, but to be honest with you, I don't care. To me, it's a show, it's a movie, and it's poorly produced, because seriously, y'all, if I can see the production errors in the shit they're putting on TV, then y'all better be able to see it too, because I can't see. So, but I'm just like, this is a show, it's a movie, and it's a poorly produced movie, is what I see with the political whatever's on the news. I don't even really watch the news, but it's hysterical to me what's on the news. So we got Persephone. Oh my goodness. Descent. I mean, this could be like a warning. Like, if you don't take action, if you sit in analysis paralysis, fear paralysis, it's it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, because this is like all of these transits happening in Leo. Leo is so much about love and heart and creativity, and the sun is home in Leo. And we have all those relationship transits happening in Leo. Like, this is, if you don't take the action, it is going to hurt. And by action, I mean that may mean doing something new, doing something creative you've never done before, taking on a new project. That could also mean therapy or coaching, or working with a healer of some type or another. Like, it could be taking on those things to heal yourself, to heal your wounds. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I'm sick and tired of feeling like shit and blah 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 blah. Take on the work to heal your wounds. I'm telling you, if you're playing victim right now, and believe me, I used to be like the most powerful victim you've ever known in your life. Like, everything was everyone else's fault was how I used to be. And I still pop into that space sometimes where I'm just like, oh, okay, let's see what's up with speaking of healing, let's see what's up with the Sacral Chakra Oracle deck by the Xen Goddesses. This is one of my favorite decks that I own, in which I have interaction with the folks who created it. Talking to the Trees is my other one by Abigail Gazda, which I am not using today. So let's see what's up with the sacral chakra being your sexual and creative energy center in your body, and can offer us a lot of emotional healing when we choose to allow it. And we got manifestation. Oh yeah. So I don't know if y'all are familiar with human design. I'm a manifesting generator. And so this speaks to me because healing, when you take on healing, so that Persephone card came out, and she's talking about descent. And if for me, that's a warning label, boldly. And this one is like, when you do take on the work, when you do choose to step out of your comfort zone, when you do choose to take on healing work, you will start manifesting shit. When you choose to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, trusting God, trusting the divine, you'll start manifesting shit. All right. Somebody I know just manifested getting their roof replaced. And it was like a miracle, because it was like doubtful if it was going to get replaced. And then all of a sudden, like, some people just decided that they were going to help fix their roof. And so, miracle, like, I literally jumped for joy because I was like, oh my God, that was so cool. Like, it totally just manifested because, it was a mindset shift of like, it's going to happen. God's going to make it happen. And it's going to be okay. Or the person was going to get a new roof. That's a manifestation. When you start shifting how you are in the world, like, it can look like an absolute shit show out there, but if you trust and believe that you're abundant as fuck, you're going to be abundant as fuck. So there's a lot of power in shifting right now, shifting your beliefs around shit. All right, from believing in your own magic, we have the mural. This one is be your own first priority. Yeah, and the other day when I did the Leo new moon energy report, there was a lot of personal leadership cards that came out of the believe in your own magic deck. And so this speaks to that too, is like making yourself a priority. Stop being so obsessed with other people's problems. Stop worrying about them. Seriously, they're not your problem. And I don't mean that in a way that's uncompassionate or insensitive, but I do mean it in a way of like, I can be in a conversation with somebody and, we can chat about like the facts and figures of what's going on with other people, but then it's like, nah, there's nothing I can do about it. Like it's not affecting my day-to-day life. So it's not a matter of I'm insensitive or that I don't care. I do care what happens to people, but I'm also like, I have to do my own life. You have to do your own life. You got to make you the number one reason that you're here doing this thing, right? Like there's so many things that could stop me from doing what I do. And yet here I am doing this thing, doing oracle card readings, studying astrology. Like there's so many reasons why I could just not do all of that. But I have to tell you that the reason that I do it is because the level of growth, the level of trust, the level of surrender that I have ever since I started doing this level of work has been just undeniable. So take these transits, take action on yourself with those transits. Know that God wants you to experience joy. And that's kind of all I have. But that was a lot, right? So there are big transits happening. You're going to see pivots. You're going to see things changing, and adaptability is probably the key, or pivoting. I ended up coming to the Midwest at the end of May, 2 days before I was house sitting across town. So I wasn't even at where I was staying out in Phoenix. I was at someone else's house, house sitting their dogs. And I got home and barely unpacked before I repacked and was on a flight within 24 hours of, So my life got flipped upside down pretty quick. Now, if I would have paid attention to every astrologer that told me I was going to go home in 2022, probably would have been a little more prepared and planned for it. But I am such a resistant woman sometimes. So, but my point is like, I dropped everything and had to pivot. And that is this Uranus, Mars, North Node conjunction. This is pivots. This is adapt. This is things are going to get turned upside down, sideways, in every other direction. And the more you're willing to, number one, be with yourself and take yourself and make yourself your priority. Number two, heal yourself. Ultimately, you're going to be okay. Like it's all going to be okay. And if you trust and believe that it's all going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Don't pay attention to the clown show out there. It's stupid. It's really stupid out there. So they're just trying to throw you a bunch of propaganda just to make you fear. And the more you stay in fear and stress, the less your body is going to be able to function. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me comments below, pop me a DM or whatever. And I'll see you on the next, whenever I decide to do this next. Have a good one.